Thanks for logging on to myfoxhurricane.com. I'm Jim Webb with your tropical update. We continue to watch Hurricane Delta made landfall early this morning around 5:30 Central Time, 6:30 Eastern Time, with winds of 110 miles an hour across the Yucatan Peninsula. It continues to work its way across to the Yucatan later on this afternoon, working its way into the Gulf of Mexico. Now, as it moves into the Gulf, it has light wind shear. It has plenty of warm water to work with. So really, there's no reason this is not going to intensify, and quite likely right back up to at least a Category 3 hurricane. Close in view, really amazing looking imagery here. This is visible satellite imagery. What you're looking at is imagery that comes in once per minute. So this is very high resolution imagery. The center, kind of hard to pick out, but right in this area here, right along the coastline, you can see just to the north of the center, you're seeing some of these areas of that very strong convection just on that north and northwestern side of the eye wall of this system. So it's going to work its way back out over water, re-intensify. Right now, winds are at 105 miles an hour. It's moving to the northwest at 17. So it regains that strength up to a major hurricane by tonight into tomorrow, and then eventually starts to turn more towards the north and eventually to a northeasterly direction, making landfall across the northern Gulf Coast as we get into the midday hours on Friday, somewhere across, say, extreme eastern Texas and into Louisiana. It looks like the most likely scenario with this storm, and then it works its way very quickly on to the north and the east. You look at the different computer models, and they're all in pretty good agreement. They've shifted a little bit to the west over the last several runs, but you're seeing a pretty good agreement across most models, basically right down the middle of Louisiana. What you're also looking at here is what is basically steering this system along. We have the ridge of high pressure, which is basically protecting our state. Now it steers Delta to the north and the west. As it gets to the north of this ridge, notice how the wind flow starts to turn it more towards the north and the northeast. And then you also have that stronger wind shear across the northern Gulf of Mexico. So that's about the only thing that is really going to slow this system down, is some slightly cooler water across the northern Gulf of Mexico, and then that wind shear, that southwesterly wind shear that will pick up as it moves across the northern Gulf of Mexico. So that may tend to weaken it a little bit, or if nothing else, at least keep it from strengthening anymore. But still, we're talking about a very dangerous, most likely a Category 3 hurricane, or at least a major hurricane, once again making landfall across the northern Gulf of Mexico. We'll keep you updated right here on myfoxhurricane.com.